Hello, YouTube. It's your girl Soul's Purpose back with another video. All right, so today I want to talk about something that I received from the divine. It's so interesting how when you're like, well, everybody has like different gifts. Everybody has different psychic gifts, and everybody has different abilities. And some of us have the same. Some of us have all of it. But whatever gift you have, or whatever divine gift you have, to discern how spirit is talking to you. So what I mean by that is, if you have clairvoyancy, you might get spirit might communicate with you most through images you may see, visions you may see, just like how when somebody's talking to you, this is how you can tell that you're clairvoyant, is when somebody's talking to you and you just picture a whole movie play out in your mind as they're talking about a scenario that happened to them or something. That I get that a lot. And I remember I was talking to I had Ax Ivy. I follow her on YouTube. She's great. And I had asked her what was my strongest gift, and she had said, "You're more clairvoyant." And I understand that. I feel like my second gift is clairsentient and stuff like that. But anyway, I get that a lot. So I can literally play a movie in my head when somebody is talking, and also get other signs too. But anyway, you may have clairaudience, where you get divine messages through, maybe you hear a voice in your head. And I'm not saying like, oh, you crazy or anything like that. Not like that. But what I'm trying to say is, clairaudience, this is a gift. It can be sometimes annoying. I say sometimes it is, because it can start coming into, when you getting tapped into this gift or tuned into this gift, it can sound like chatter a lot. And usually you have to ground yourself. You either have to ground yourself, you may have to get off your phone for a while. Maybe you just need to turn off everything in your house and breathe, just to calm yourself. Mostly grounding yourself, because it can really get really chattery. It's like, it sounds like you're in a shopping mall when you have this gift sometimes, when it's getting activated. Yeah, it sounds like you're like hearing, like you're inside of a shopping mall. And spirit may communicate with you through that. Like, you can hear messages pop in your head. You might hear apple, or you may hear go right, and you think it's yourself, but it's not. It's actually the divine, but it sounds like you. Other gifts may be clairsentient, where you feel you may feel something ain't right about this person, or you may feel the presence of a spirit or whatever it come into your aura, your hair stand up the back of your neck and stuff like that. So yeah, and I wasn't trying to talk about the gifts, but I was trying to talk about something that I got. So when I was doing my workout, I was watching a video on YouTube, and it was talking about how do you know your angels are near you? And when I was looking at that, or I was watching it, go across the screen, I had got epiphany, or whatever, revelation, whatever you want to call it. And I'm looking up here because I'm looking at the camera to make sure the light's coming in. I got like a little epiphany, and basically what that has said, or the angels said, or the divine said, that while I was doing my workouts, I remember a long time ago where I used to, for existence, and we do this a lot. Us humans do this a lot. We set a goal on something, we want to do something, or we go cold turkey on something, or we go full out on something, and then we find ourselves getting off the routine, and we get down on ourselves. Okay? And what the divine, the angels, what spirit had told me was, I remember I used to work out. I'll work out off and on. And I'm wearing my waist trainer because I'm training my waist. I'm a lazy workout person, but I do things simple. And I mostly like to dance just so I can lose weight faster. But I remember I used to go to the gym. I remember I used to do all these things, and I used to be down, like, it don't even have to be going to the gym. It could be anything in my life. It could be a routine or a goal that I wanted to accomplish and continue to do. And I would get down on myself like, dang, I remember a year ago, I was at the gym. I was, shooting in the gym. No, I'm kidding. When I was doing all these things, and what am I doing now? Why did I stop? And you question yourself, like, why did you give up? Why did you give up? And you get down on yourself. And what they told me was, don't get down on yourself. Always praise yourself when you start it back. And you seeing small accomplishments. Meaning, I'm wearing this waist trainer, right? And it has 4 rows. I'm on the last row. So I know that my waist is getting slimmer. And I've been doing little exercises here at work that focuses on my core and stuff like that. And I was like, praise yourself when you notice a difference. That's what they was trying to communicate with me. Praise yourself when you notice a difference. When you see yourself, this is an example. I saw my waist getting smaller. I saw a change in my waist. Every time I put on this waist trainer, I see that I can put it on the next row. That means that is an accomplishment. And we don't do this sometimes as individuals. We want the full effect of the finished product, but we don't praise ourselves on the way. We don't sometimes give ourselves the validation that we need. We seek it from somebody else to be like, hey, look, I finished everybody. Look at what I did. And then, you want that praise, nothing wrong with that. But us as individuals, when it comes to codependency, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to building who you are as an individual, when it comes to you being yourself, being confident in who you are, this is something I learned. You have to praise yourself in the midst of what you're doing. You have to. Because if you don't have nobody around you, some of y'all might be feeling lonely right now. Some of y'all might not. You want somebody, or you want people to be around. You want your friends, or you may be going through a spiritual awakening or awakening where you're losing friends. People are starting to be distant from you. Y'all frequency don't match up anymore, or y'all just on a different page. And let me tell you, that's okay. Because we look at the negative effect of it instead of, well, look how far I came. If I never would have, if we would have prolonged this relationship, I never would have been here. I never would have got this. I never would have thought this way. No, I would have never taught myself this. I would have never learned that. And I'm not saying like this person may be a bad person. These people may not be bad people. It's just the frequency at that time, the energy at that time was not coexisting with each other. It's kind of like repelling. And everything starts in the spiritual first. The things we don't understand is because that are spiritual, and we can't grasp it. We're always trying to figure out something. We're always trying to discover something. And the reason why we might not understand it, for one, we might not be ready to receive it. And for two, we might not have been aligned at that time to understand that. And back to what I was saying, you just basically have to just praise yourself along the way. Praise yourself in the midst of the routine, of the project you're doing. Okay, maybe you worked out for, 5 minutes. Praise yourself. Okay, maybe you went to the store and you bought some food, and you feel satisfied and feel at comfort. You feel that comfort because you got food in your fridge. Praise yourself for going out to get that food, and you're saying, woo, thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Spirit, for this food. Thank you for allowing me to go get this food today. Every little thing needs praise in your life. Because if us as individuals struggle with codependency, struggle with that validation, struggle with somebody trying to recognize us, somebody trying to see us, if we struggle with that, we have to do it for ourselves. And that's what I've learned, and that's what I realized, and that's why I'm saying it to you, because it helps. So when you praising yourself during the midst of these accomplishments, it don't even have to be working out. It may be you cooked, right? You learned a new recipe, and you praise yourself. Ooh, yes, I learned a new recipe. It's tasting good. Woohoo, woohoo. Then when you go back to working out, or going back to wearing your waist trainer, it will be easier for you to continue to be patient with yourself. It will be easier for you to just flow. It will be easier for you to just flow. I'm telling you, try it. It will be easier for you to flow in whatever you're doing in your life, because things takes patience. And I was just telling a coworker, him that he was telling me he was going to go get some food, and he realized the food was wrapped around the corner. Like, I got some food here, and and I remember it brought me back to when I was in the church. The preacher had said that he gave this example, and I told him this example, and I related it to life. Okay, and the patience. He said the preacher was like, oh, he was waiting in line, and he realized the line was long. So what he did was he just parked and he went inside. And when he went inside, he realized there was a line inside too. If only, the moral of this is, if only he would have stayed in line, because it would have been the same amount of minutes, maybe. It would have been the same amount of frustration. It would have been the same amount of wait. It would have been, you will still be in a line. You'll still be in a line. Now, maybe the line inside maybe would go down faster than the line outside, or vice versa. But the whole moral of this, and the whole lesson to this is about the patience in the midst of it. When you just flowing with the line, when you just waiting there, and you just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be in this line because it is moving. It is. But you took more work to literally park your car, and go inside and order. And I'm not saying that it would have took less minutes. It could have took less minutes. You would have probably got your food faster, because that's what he said. He got his food faster inside. I'm like, okay. And he said he would start saying that he would have been in line wasting gas. And I told him, because somebody told me this before, when you cut off your car and start your car, I don't know how accurate this is, but when you get out the car and start your car, you start in that car, that the engine is flowing, all the fuel goes down a notch, because it has to use power to start it. It has to use the gas to start it. So you're still wasting the same amount of gas. You see how that works? So everything has a flow to it. And I realized this. So when you're doing your routines, or you're starting a goal, or whatever it is, don't get down on yourself for stopping it or not being consistent with it. Praise yourself in the midst of it. Praise yourself as you're doing these things, and it will become, if you do get off track, you'll realize, okay, you won't be so down. You might feel a little bit, oh, I got off track, I need to get back on track. But when you get back on track, you're not like just still disappointed, because you like, damn, if I would have just got back on, being consistent, I would have been here now. But it's okay. But that's all I had to say, y'all. So, peace.